Welcome into the Press Box Fantasy Football Show. Glenn Clark, Kyle Ottenheimer, but most importantly, our lovely and talented hosts. This is Ken Zalis. What's going on, KZ?
Welcome to Fields Week.
Yeah, but is it, though?
It is.
We'll talk about that in a second. The Press Box Fantasy Football Show is brought to you by CCBC. Need to hone your computer skills to boost your career, or maybe you want an IT certification? CCBC Continuing Education has the courses and programs you need for a career in the computer field, and it's all tuition-free. From the basics to specialized training, we have the classes you need, from hardware to programming to cybersecurity and so much more. By the way, I really feel like we should emphasize this part. It's all tuition-free. I feel like I just read past that and it's all tuition-free.
Free is good.
It's your choice. It's your career. Call 443-840-4700 or visit ccbcmd.edu/computer training. Why are you confident in playing Justin Fields this week?
I didn't say I was.
Well, then why would it be Justin Fields
It's
week?
Justin Fields Week. You can't go on social media and follow fantasy football, NFL-related information, and everybody's really excited about him. I have other experts who I respect their opinion telling me he's a top 12 guy this week, and it's everybody is hyped up for Fields. That
makes all but one of us.
Look,
he's got targets. He's got speed.
I think it helps.
I would agree
if
that
you're invested in the Chicago Bears offense, either with Montgomery or maybe Cole Kmet or Allen Robinson or even Mooney. I think this is a happy day, and it's a good thing for you. I guess I'm more hesitant because I get the rushing aspect of it, but let's just, for argument's sake, say Murray, Jackson, Mahomes, Wilson, Prescott, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers are all guys that there's no way this week you're starting over Justin Fields.
You mean vice versa?
I mean, there's no way you're starting Fields over any of those guys. Okay, so are we starting Herbert over him?
I am.
Okay. Are we starting Stafford over him?
I am.
Are we starting Daniel Jones over him?
That's the first time you get to. I know that he's put up points, but
he's facing the Atlanta Falcons.
I understand, but my trust level in Daniel Jones.
Okay. Are we starting Tannehill over him?
Yes.
Are we starting Kirk Cousins over him against Seattle?
Probably not for me.
Okay. Are we starting Sam Darnold tonight over him?
No.
Are we starting?
But maybe.
Are we starting Bridgewater over him against the Jets?
Let's get to the point. What's the point?
I have him at 17. I can't get him in the top 12.
And now this is what I would have no problem with saying. Roster him.
Oh, he's roster, but people are like, "Oh, he's a must start this."
Yeah,
week.
I don't get that.
I don't. I mean, 2 quarterback league, sure. I don't think he's a must start. I'm playing Daniel Jones over him for sure this week. I mean, let's ride the hot hand. That's what we do in fantasy. We're riding the hot hand.
Riding the hot feet, technically.
The hot feet, hot hand. I mean, Atlanta's given. I mean, there's not a worse defense right now than the Atlanta Falcons. They're not putting pressure on the quarterback. They can't stop anybody.
Where do you have Daniel Jones ranked this week?
12. I'm in my top 12. Like, you're saying to me I can only rank Fields or Daniel Jones in my top 12 this week. You have to rank one of them on my in your top 12. It's Daniel Jones.
I hear you.
I mean, there were people this week that were asking me, well, who should I pick up at quarterback to start? I was like, because they had, maybe some of them had Wentz or whatever, and they didn't like the matchups for Baker, or Ben is still banged up, people that wait on quarterback. I'm like, well, is Daniel, like, they list all these names, like, is Daniel Jones available in your league? And they're like, yeah. I was like, well, for this week, I'm not saying he's the guy that I'm going forward with, but for this week, I think he's almost a must start.
I mean,
I know we don't trust him. I get it. But for 2 weeks, I mean, where's he in the top 5?
But do you trust him getting a rushing touchdown every week? Because if you take that out of the equation, then he's about average.
The way they're using him and the way that offense is running, I mean, he's got wide receivers all over. He may get Evan Ingram back this week. I kind of trust it right now. They're not, Barkley still doesn't have his full workload, so they're using his Daniel Jones' feet a little bit more. So, yeah.
All right.
I'm going to trust it this week.
Right.
Look, I'm not going to trust it every week, but against the Atlanta Falcons, I'm going to throw my hat in the ring.
How do you feel about Derek Carr generally?
Seems like a hell of a guy. His brother got a raw deal. I mean, he's a QB2. I'm not.
So you're playing Daniel Jones over Derek Carr?
Yeah.
You playing Justin Fields over Derek Carr?
Yeah.
I would not. I'm not joining you there.
Okay. I have him 17-18 for the record. I mean,
right.
they're right there. It's not like it's a huge discrepancy, but that's my range. That's where I am. I'm my 15 to 20 is Cousins, Bridgewater, Fields, Carr, Baker, Matt Ryan. That's the neighborhood for me.
Seems like fewer than 10.
If you want to put him at 15, because I mean I don't know how you put him over Kirk Cousins right now, going up against the Seattle team. I mean all he's doing is throwing touchdowns, putting up points. So I mean you're telling me that you think that Fields is going to score a rushing touchdown and rush for 70 yards this week.
He very well could, though.
He could. I mean, he could. He 1,000% could.
Let's talk about the Cordero Patterson thing. Let's have that conversation.
Let's really
are we really in America in this economy? Are we really scooping up Cordero Patterson and putting him in our lineups?
I mean, scooping up, sure.
I refuse to use a waiver claim on him. I refuse to do that.
I mean, I don't have him in. I have him as a running back 4 still. I just my problem here is that, and I know everybody's really down on Mike Davis, but Mike Davis is actually getting work. He just is catching. I mean, what did he catch? 7 balls last week for like 20 yards. He's catching the ball behind the line of scrimmage every single time. The goal line stuff is what really kind of is the Patterson thing. I have no idea. Yes, he should be owned. I don't know who we're starting him over. If you only have 2 running back slots or flex spot, I mean, he's been very efficient, but he's only touching the ball 5 to 7
Where
times.
do you have him ranked?
I have him 38th in running back.
Okay, so you're not even
he's at RB4. And I don't have him ranked anymore in my wide receivers because I don't like to play that game. It's like if you're going to start him, you're going to start him. You're not starting him as a wide receiver because he doesn't get enough volume.
Correct.
Okay, so you're only starting him as a running back. So I don't have him. So don't look for him if you do my rankings. If you look at my rankings, he's not listed as a wide receiver for me. It's an option. I'm just not doing that.
How do you feel about? There's been a lot of talk this week. And it's going to come up in a couple of stardom sit-em questions that we've already got come in. How are you feeling about Rondale Moore?
In that offense, any wide receiver is viable. He had a really good week. One was a total.
Not AJ Green, though, for what it's worth.
Huh?
Not AJ Green.
Well, he scored touchdowns each of the last 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
You feel stupid now.
Andy Isabella, huh?
Christian, Andy
Is he
Isabella
still
hasn't gotten
there?
there yet.
Not a snap yet this year.
I mean, but they've had 4 wide receivers score
Christian
touchdowns.
Kirk. I picked him up in one of my leagues.
The way that offense is, yeah, he's a viable option. I get what were the final numbers last week? Like 125 and 2 scores. I mean, the 1 score. I mean, it's a broken coverage.
Right. Correct.
That's not going to happen every week. I'm not jumping up and down. I have him 39th. So he's flex worthy. If you start 3 wide receivers, he's flex worthy. He's in the Tim Patrick, Corey Davis, DJ Chark area of the world for me right now, just because there's so many mouths to feed there. And is it a Kirk week? I mean, do we count on Moore getting more targets this week, or is it AJ Green? I mean, they've all scored. They've all had big weeks. I mean, we're only in week 3, and all of them have had big weeks. It's hard to do for the wide receiver to feed 4 mouths consistently. So I just think he needs to be owned. I think he's more when we get into bye weeks. He's that bye week replacement because I just don't see the consistency week in and week out from him.
And then, should I be buying a little bit to Hunter Renfrow? It seems like he's getting.
I mean, he's
in a PPR. It seems
in a PPR only. Yeah, I mean, he's getting targets. especially when if teams are going to try to do what Pittsburgh did, was just eliminate Waller, which he still, had 7 targets and 5 catches and put up some yards. But if they're going to eliminate him, Carr likes to seemingly, trust Renfro as the check down guy, and he's getting targets. He's worth an add in a PPR again, flex worthy if you want the 10 points. That's kind of safe. Definitely a bye week replacement. But yeah, he can be owned in some 12 to 14 deeper leagues.
Go ahead.
How are you handling Clyde Edwards-Helaire?
If I can bench him, I would. Most teams probably can't.
Like you'd play Kareem Hunt over Clyde Edwards-Helaire?
I would.
Are you at all worried about Logan Thomas? Can I ask that too?
I am not worried about Logan Thomas at all.
All right. I am, for what it's worth.
I'm not. I can play Kareem Hunt over Clyde Edwards-Helaire this week. They just don't. The problem isn't the problem is the way they're using him. It's not that he's not getting touches. He's getting 12 to 15 carries a week. They don't use him at all in the passing game, which is something that...
He had 3 catches in week 1.
Yeah, but it's like... It's not what we expected him coming into the league, and it's not, with the fact that he was healthy this year, he really hasn't seen it. It's tough to trust him right now. He's a... Here's how down people are. He's $4,800 on DraftKings.
You have more faith in him or Zeke?
This week, Zeke...
Yeah.
This week, Zeke, the matchup is just...
And everybody should be playing Tony Pollard at this point?
Yeah, you have to. You have to, the way they're using them. But, I like Zeke against... I think that's a high scoring. In a game that I think is in the 60s, possibly, I'm going to start Zeke over Edwards-Helaire this week for sure.
You mentioned the San Francisco situation on our show earlier today. Like, what... Try to suss it out for me if you can.
I picked up some guy named Jock Patrick.
Who?
He used to be the running back from FSU behind Madison, I think it was, or Dalvin Cook. Behind Dalvin Cook.
If you say so.
Behind Dalvin Cook. He was Dalvin Cook's backup at Florida State. They signed him. They also signed Chris Thompson.
Oh, they got Chris Thompson.
They have nobody healthy. I like Sermon, it was reported today, is trending in the right direction, but he's in the
He's
protocol.
got that going for him.
He's in the protocol.
Mitchell might be okay, right?
Hasty is out. Mitchell has a shoulder. They said they don't know.
I bet he is too. Yeah.
But he's got a shoulder injury, so he's... of all the injuries for running backs, when it's a shoulder, it's like, okay, we have one play, he gets hit, and we're done for the day. I'm so hesitant to start him if he plays, but I get it. He's the guy. But it looks like they say, if you believe anything Shanahan says, which I don't. But Sermon's trending in the right direction, but he's still in the protocol. Hasty is out. Okay, we're just we're waiting. Go pick up Jeff Wilson now. I don't know what week he's back. Go put him on the roster. Put him on your IR. Go get Jeff Wilson. This has been a thing this will be the 3rd year it's been a thing.
If you don't have an IR, still get him?
It depends who your bottom is. It really depends who your bottom is, because it maybe is still a 3-week wait on him, but once he's healthy, this Jeff Wilson's in the mix. Like
you dropping Juwan Johnson for him?
It's really hard for me.
I know.
I want to give Juwan Johnson one more week.
You dropping Terrace Marshall for him?
No, because I think Marshall has a good night tonight.
You drop in David Johnson for him. Yeah,
I can kind of do that.
Yeah, but I don't really have a lot of depth at running back.
If you don't have depth, see, that's the thing. If Johnson's your 5th running back, yeah,
he's my 4th at the moment.
Yeah, it's a little bit tough. Granted, we don't have bye weeks till week 6 now, I believe.
Christian Kirk.
Oh no, I have to hold on to Kirk right now.
Which defense do you have the least faith in? I'm playing, by the way, the Bengals defense.
I would
this
not
week.
be carrying two defenses. You're what?
Yeah, the Steelers. I don't think Big Ben has a working pectoral muscle, and their offensive line is trash. So the Bengals have looked decent, so here I am.
Okay.
The options are them or the Giants.
I was intrigued by it. I think it's intriguing.
It's intriguing.
Them or the Giants against the Falcons. I don't trust the Giants defense either.
I don't trust either one of them, but sure.
So Packers or Vikings, who are you dropping?
Vikings. I mean, they haven't been good.
They've been better than the Packers.
Have they?
Yeah, they've got
Packers were
5-8 in their first 2 weeks, which is for defenses these days.
Yeah, for defense. They've been.
Packers have -3
what did they have last week?
and 6 against the Lions.
Okay, see, that's where I am. So they're just who are you playing this week?
The Bengals.
Oh, you have all these teams?
Yes, I do, KZ.
You have 4 defenses?
3.
What?
Get rid of a defense.
He's definitely
Put him
right
in a
about
hat.
that. Yeah,
get rid of the Packers.
For sure. All right.
Get rid of the Packers
What I did.
right now.
Was Zadarius Smith hurt? That was my gut as well.
Yeah. I mean, he's
All right.
3 defenses.
All right. Here we go. Let's grab. By the way, every seat is the best seat at M&T Bank Stadium. Don't miss a moment of Ravens football this season. Single game tickets are now available at BaltimoreRavens.com/tickets. Somebody just checked in to say hi, which was kind of nice. It was
we like that.
Robert said hi.
Hi, Robert.
He said hi.
We like people to just come in and say hi.
But if you have
watch the show, be entertained.
If you have a fantasy football question, by all means.
We were told we were more entertaining than somebody on the other night.
Oh yeah,
Flow Rider.
That's right. We were more entertaining than Flow Rider.
I was like,
I don't know why people hate Flow Rider.
I was like, thank you. I didn't understand the concept until I heard that he was at the stadium.
Indifference works for me. We'll come back in. We'll answer your questions, including yours, Matt Myers. I promise you'll be up first on. Well, no, I'll be first, and then you'll be first among the actual questions. I always get to go first.
I don't think I can answer your questions this week. Don't we play each other?
I thought I played him.
I think
I played Kyle.
Something like that. Somebody played somebody.
All right, we'll come back in. We'll get some questions answered. That's next. Get them in the comments on the video or at Glenn Clark Radio on Twitter. It's the Press Box Fantasy Football Show.
Need to hone your computer skills to boost your career? Or maybe you want an IT certification. CCBC Continuing Education has the courses and programs you need for a career in the computer field. And it's all tuition free. From the basics to specialized training, we have the classes you need from hardware to programming to cybersecurity and so much more. It's your choice. It's your career. Call 443-840-4700 or visit ccbcmd.edu/computer training.
Glory Days Grill's popular Oktoberfest menu is back, and it features their delicious chicken schnitzel, 2 chicken cutlets, hand-breaded in herb panko and pan-fried until golden brown, served with mustard cream sauce, mashed potatoes, and roasted vegetables. Their menu also includes your favorites like the Oktoberfest Brewer's Platter, Brewer's Sausage Sandwich, Prussian Pretzel Roll, Slam Dunk Pretzels, and Apple Cobbler. All of these meals pair well with their many Oktoberfest beers and Angry Orchard on draft. Dine on their patios or in their dining room, or order online at glorydaysgrill.com and pick up your favorites to take home. Glory Days Grill has been proud to serve the community for the last 25 years. Thank you, fans.
If you change lanes and brake suddenly in front of my tractor trailer, I won't be able to stop. Our lives could change forever. Trucks need room to stop. Don't cut it close.
Brought to you by the Maryland Department of Transportation State Highway Administration.
What's up, everybody? This is Taz Bowser. I can't wait to see you guys for the Taz Bowser Show this fall. We're going to be taking the show on the road all over the area. You can meet me and my very special guests. If you can't make it out, you can watch the show on live on Pressbox Facebook page or listen the next day. Find out more about where we'll be by checking out PressBoxOnline.com/Bowser. We'll see you all season long for the Taz Bowser Show.
The next Tyus Bowser Show is Tuesday, September 28th at the Bowman Restaurant on Harford Road in Parkville. It's all brought to you by Pressbox, Grade 8's Memorabilia, and Express Exterior Design. I'll tell you the story.
I'll tell you the story later.
So it's the Pressbox Fantasy Football Show. Ken Zalis is here with us, and you have been playing Underdog Fantasy Football. We're excited about Underdog. Yeah. We're giving away free money. All you got to do is go to UnderdogFantasy.com or download the Underdog app, deposit $10, use the code PRESSBOX.
Yes.
And you get $10 free.
Yeah.
And you can play with that $10, make some money. That's the way that it goes, right? Like, you can't. I can't believe you'd ask me this question. Somebody said, well, I don't understand why I wouldn't just put the $10 in, get my $10 free, and then take the $20 out. It doesn't work that way. It's $10 to play with.
You don't. Yes. You have to take it out.
Yes.
You get. It's like credits. $10 in credits. You can't. It's not real money.
Correct.
I mean, it's real money.
It is.
You can win real money with the fake money credits.
Right.
However you want to. However, it makes you happy.
Whatever it is that you want to say. The point is, you can play with that $10.
But if I could turn that $10 into,
$100, that's $100 of real money.
But then you can take that out.
Yes, correct.
And I'm just telling you, it's for those of us, and I still play all the fantasy sites. I do. I do the Thursday night specials. I do the Sundays. This is just different, and it's fun, and it's because the gambling aspect in Maryland especially isn't here yet, and we're all excited for it. It's a way you can do player props. It's a way you can do over-unders for players. It's just it's a different way to look at it, and you could play it the semi-traditional way where you can have a draft and draft against 6 to 10 other people, and whoever has the best fantasy team for that week based on your draft, you can win money that way as well. We're having a lot of fun.
Having a ton of fun playing Underdog, and again, $10 free when you deposit $10. Use the code PRESSBOX at UnderdogFantasy.com or on the Underdog app. All right, KZ, we begin with me. Based on that conversation, you're still starting Herbert over Derek Carr.
Yes.
I am very frustrated with Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
As we all are.
Am I playing, if Eli Mitchell plays, am I playing him over him? Am I playing James Robinson over him? I assume you're going to tell me I'm playing Cortland Sutton no matter what, so...
Yeah, I think Sutton, I think you got to play him.
I guess here my wide receivers, if I play Ridley, Cortland Sutton, Hollywood Brown, I then have Jamar Chase as the odd man out, right?
You can't play him in your flex.
So that's my question. Is it Jamar Chase or Clyde Edwards-Helaire?
I can't play Clyde Edwards-Helaire if I have a viable option, and Chase is a viable option right now.
What about James Robinson? Am I playing?
I like James Robinson this week. I was encouraged by his usage
over Jamar Chase.
Yeah, because he's catching the ball now. The thing I don't trust. I don't trust the coach at all. But week one it was more of a 50-50 split with Hyde. And last week it really wasn't. It was Hyde played very few snaps. It was all James Robinson. He caught the ball out of the backfield. I would go James Robinson against an Arizona team that, look, they're okay defensively. They give up some yards. They give up some points. Hopefully some people have finally gotten in the coach's ear, Urban Meyer's ear, and said, hey, by the way, this guy's really, really good, and we know you have a soft spot for Mr. Hyde, but this guy's better than he is. Give him the ball. That's how you got to win games if you're Jacksonville. So I like the usage. So I kind of like. I have him in my top 25 this week, so that would put him over Chase.
Okay, all right. So I will do that, and you're sticking it out. You're still gutting things out with Logan Thomas, who is frustrated.
Yeah, I know he's frustrating you. Week one he was terrific. Week two he was a little bit down, but
wasn't he bad in week one?
No. He wasn't very good in week one.
Sure he was.
No, he wasn't.
He got like 6.
He had 3 catches, I think.
Yeah, he's not done anything.
I swore he scored a touchdown. I swore. Or maybe I'm wrong.
Well, he did have a touchdown, but
I thought week one because of
he's had 8 catches for 75 yards and 1 touchdown for 2 games.
I mean that ranks him in the top 12 of all tight ends. I mean,
but I expected that's fine. I thought I was getting one of the tight ends. I thought that Logan Thomas was the marker,
he
right?
Was 7.
Yeah, but I thought it was a significant drop from.
It's 2 weeks. Let's chill. And they lost the quarterback.
I don't like Taylor Heineke.
And but in week 2 they lost the guy. They lost the guy that you drafted him because you thought he'd throw the ball all over the place. And it's Heineke. Let's see how it plays out. I still trust him.
From Matt Myers, I promised he would get to go first on this list.
Hey, Matt
needs to start 2 out of the following: Chris Godwin, Henry Ruggs, Christian Kirk, Miles. Okay, so he needs a wide receiver and a flex.
Gaskin and Godwin.
Okay, very good. It's Antonio Brown's almost certainly not going to.
I can't see that he plays, and if he does play, I'm not trusting him.
Ben in San Francisco wants to know flex in a half-point PPR: Kenyon Drake, Jalen Waddle, and the aforementioned Rondale Moore.
Give me Drake, assuming that that Jacobs is still out. Give me Drake. I like the matchup a little bit. It's tough. It's tough for me to go with Moore. I mean, it's a high scoring game, but is it his week? Is it Kirk? Is it? I like Hopkins. Give me a guy I know is going to get touches.
Tony wants to know, I assume I'm back to James Robinson over Javonte Williams?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, for this week. Yeah. I still I like how they're using both guys. The touches are still down the middle in Denver.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, it's going to flip. Just like we just got to be patient. Just remember, everybody's got to remember to the rookies last year and how it was terrible, and we expected these guys, and it wasn't until week 7, 8, 9 that they took off. And I mean, how long did we wait for Cam Akers last year?
Yeah, okay.
I mean, and then all of a sudden he was great. He
You're
won
right.
people championships. You just have to be patient, and it's not like Gordon is a bad back. So it's not like he went into a situation where it's like, oh, he's the surefire.
Yeah, it's a little bit different when it's Carlos Hyde over James Robinson, right? Yes.
Yeah.
This is like perplexing because he doesn't explain. This is from Ryan. Ryan says, I'm very frustrated by two wide receivers that I was going to believe in this season, Brandon Ayuk and Marquez Callaway.
Yeah.
Am I at the point where I should be dropping one of them in order to pick up a Rondale Moore, a Darius Slayton, a Hunter Renfrow, someone of that ilk?
As much as it pains me, I can probably I gave Callaway 2 weeks. I have to drop him if you want.
Just a reminder. Preseason football doesn't mean anything. Stop pretending like it does.
But they have no wide receivers at all, so
It's
somebody's
fine.
got to get targets. But they're not. I mean, week one. Is there a bigger discrepancy between anybody than between week 1 and week 2 for the Saints? I mean, nobody got. I mean, Winston was anybody that dislikes Winston.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, check every box.
Yep.
Last week that you wanted to check of why you don't like Jameis Winston, and I actually thought they benched him when I saw Hill. I'm like, well, how much worse could it be? And then Hill was just in for the one game. I could drop Callaway for more, for sure. Who was the other guy? Slayton.
He brought up Slayton and he brought up Hunter Renfrow, and the other guy that he had was Ayuk. He has definitely been frustrating as a Brandon Ayuk owner.
He has. I'm still holding. Give me a couple weeks. I'm going to hold through 4 weeks with Ayuk, and if after week 4 we're still in this doghouse and he's not playing snaps, then if he blows up in weeks 6, 7, 8, and okay, it is what it is. I mean, we've all had those things where we dropped somebody and they were useless for a month, and then all of a sudden they were a superstar during our fantasy playoffs. It happens, but you got to get to the playoffs, and if Ayuk's not going to help you get there after week 4, then you got to drop him.
Kyle, go ahead.
All right, so Tampa Bay backfield, still a crapshoot, but
it's Fournette first. Fournette on top.
Fournette or Javonte Williams?
Let's go Fournette.
Now, at flex,
yes,
Jacoby Myers, Javonte Williams, Jalen Waddle, or Christian Kirk. I'm going to throw Mark Ingram in there, too, but I'm not playing him, I don't think. Yeah.
So it's between Kirk and Myers. Half?
You're not considering Javonte in that regard against the Jets?
No, I'm sorry. I missed Javonte. Okay, so Javonte. Yeah. Let's go with the guy that's going to get 10 to 15 touches, and we know it, and has looked good running the football.
Okay. In another league, would you play Corey Davis or James White at flex?
Half or full?
Half.
I don't like anything about it. The Jets are playing Denver. I'm going James White. I don't like anything about the Jets this week.
Okay. How about, so you're similarly going to be asked about Corey Davis here. Corey Davis or Odell Beckham?
Beckham plays. Let's play Beckham.
And then Michael Pittman over Corey Davis, I assume?
By the way, we got a we'll see from everybody in Cleveland this morning. So just for what it's worth.
All right.
See, Pittman comes down to,
There's no way Carson Wentz is playing. No way.
We say that. We say that. We say that. And I agree with you. If you're a playoff team and have aspirations, playing him in week 3 is kind of silly to me.
Or you could throw Jacoby Myers in the fold as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Pittman.
Okay.
Target monster.
And so you are playing Hunt over Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
I am.
A lot of Browns exposure on this team.
By the way, there's a. Is it so bad that I'm playing James Conner over Clyde Edwards-Helaire? Question.
It's not that bad. I mean, I get it, but it's not. I mean, it's not like Connor's getting a ton of work,
right?
And if he was scoring touchdowns every week, that's fine. But I mean, you have Kyler's running everything in, and Edwards is still getting more touches, so we're not there yet.
What about this is me versus Glenn in this league?
Uh-oh.
Are you playing Emmanuel Sanders?
Yeah, don't play him
over Corey Davis.
Don't play him either. Just don't play either one of them.
I think I have them almost identical. I'll be honest. They're in that tier for me. Let's see. What was my first thought on these two? No, I'm still going
Davis.
I'm still going Davis there.
Juwan Johnson or Evan Ingram?
Ingram if he plays. Ingram's a guy that I'm just telling you, if you're struggling at tight end, he was on a lot of waiver wires. He still is because people remember the bad, and he's hurt, and there's not a sure thing that he's going to play, but he should be picked up and owned.
I believe that's all I got.
There's a Will Fuller, Hunter Renfrow, or Mecole Hardman question.
I'm sorry.
Pick one.
Renfrow, because I know he gets targets. The quarterback situation in, I mean, Brissett.
No, I hear you.
I don't know what, I mean, Davis. All these quarterbacks. I mean, what do I expect tonight from Houston? I have no earthly idea.
All right, and then the question that I wanted to get in before we wrap up is who are the guys that because they're struggling, you are looking to target in a trade? Who are the guys that their struggles are not, like we just talked about guys who are outright dropping, the Ayuks of the world, but who are the guys that are struggling that you are looking to buy low right now?
Let's see. I'm A.J. Brown, Julio you can throw into that mix as well. DK Metcalf has been a little bit disappointing. Big. I can't believe that he's been this bad, but I am going to anybody that's in my league that's listening and you want to sell me Bobby Trees, Mr. Robert Woods, I will take him.
Okay.
I'm still trying to pluck Barkley and Gibson from people at the running back position because there are some disgruntled people there. If I can get James Robinson on the cheap, I'm not going to overpay for him.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think that it was encouraging the way the usage was. And that's a team that eventually if they figure out that they're going to be down and he starts to catch 6-7 balls like he did last year a week, I think he's a guy that you can get. I'm not paying a lot for him, but I can get that. And I'd probably kick the tires with a Josh Allen. And a George Kittle at this point.
All right.
Those are. Yeah, I would. George Kittle for sure at tight end. I mean, if you're looking for a tight end target.
All right, very good. Hey, the Oktoberfest menu is available right now at your neighborhood Glory Days Grill. Features their delicious chicken schnitzel, 2 chicken cutlets, hand-breaded in herbed panko, and pan-fried until golden brown, served with mustard cream sauce, mashed potatoes, and roasted vegetables. Their menu also includes your favorites like the Oktoberfest Brewer's Platter, Brewer's Sausage Sandwich, Prussian Pretzel Rolls, Slam Dunk Pretzels, and Apple Cobbler. All of these meals pair well with their many Oktoberfest beers and Angry Orchard on draft. Dine on their patios or in their dining rooms or order online at glorydaysgrill.com and pick up your favorites to take home. Glory Days Grill has been serving the community proudly for 25 years. Thank you, fans. Ken Zalis at Fans Fantasy on Twitter is how people follow you. And, of course, they see all your stuff at PressBoxOnline.com.
They do.
We'll see you next Thursday morning.
You will certainly do that. I look forward to it. Unfortunately, I will not be seeing you this weekend again. But
yeah, because Rita big timed you and said, 1 o'clock, I'm there. I'll be there for that. All right, we'll see you tomorrow morning for the next episode of Glenn Clark Radio. This has been the Press Box Fantasy Football Show.